happy welcome to all of you now at our business session on Saturday morning. I am happy to continue with the new rearranged agenda. And first of all, we will hear the report. We had the credentials adoption already, just for you to know that the result of the credentials committee was that we have 1,326 votes now this morning. And now we continue with a report from the Foundation for Development Committee Chair. And Mary Ann will give us an update on the results of the donations on day 2.
Thank you, President Uta. Good day, everyone. Oh, I see that dancing did energize you, and I'm getting an enthusiastic good day. I love it. So, are you ready for the 2-day total to the Zonta Foundation for Women? Yes? Okay, let's hear it. So, thanks to your generosity, we have raised US $135,688. That is 135,688. As you can see on the screen. The top 3 donors are now 31, 20, and 26. So for those of you who have been to convention before and for those of you who are first-timers, you could probably get a sense that there is some competition between districts in terms of who will be donating the most. So if you go on to the Whova app, you will see some phenomenal photos of exquisite art that is created with the stickers that you receive for individual donations to the foundation. So with a donation of US 25 or US or Australian $35, you will receive 1 sticker. So I invite you virtual attendees, you too can participate and add to the beauty of your district by going on the link www.zonta.org/igave, and you too will be credited for stickers based on your individual donations. And I assure you that those stickers will be added to your board. So I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow morning with a further update. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mary Ann. And you remember we had the governor of Queensland yesterday in with a speech in our opening ceremony. Go to her Facebook profile, the governor of Queensland, and she lighted the government house in orange to honor Zonta. And this is wonderful. And I just encourage you all, go there, share it with others, and share the wonderful message that we are so well supported here in Brisbane and in Queensland in general. Now I come to the rearranged agenda, and we continue now according to the vote from you yesterday, first with the Bylaws and Resolutions Committee report. Then we come to the budget presentation. We continue with a presentation of the 24-26 education programs, and finally we have the vote of confidence. Today we also have our timekeepers. We were not prepared to have these discussions for adopting the agenda, so we had no timekeepers. But I tell you, today we stay with the 10 minutes per subject, 2 minutes per speaker. Okay? So with this, I ask the board to come to the high table, take seat at the high table. And I assume that you all watched the pre-convention sessions that we gave to all participants about bylaws, about the education programs for 24-26, about the biennial goals, where we explained before you come to convention what are the ideas behind. We gave you the possibility to ask questions in these sessions, and I'm sure that many of you took the advantage to do this. We try as a board, we try to be very transparent, we try to be very open with everything what we are doing, and we wanted to provide you, and we want to provide you with the best information so that you can take a good decision. We all know information and education is key for good decisions. This is why we had these pre-convention sessions. Happy welcome the board here on the high table, and parliamentarian Myra is, as I heard, she's here, yes. Happy welcome, Myra. It's a tough time for you as well. Our bylaws are our constitution and are therefore essential to the consistent and democratic governance to Zonta International. Are you ready now for the next session, the bylaws session? Yes. Okay, that's good. So thank you. First, maybe have the report. No, then we come to, just have to go through my book here. We come to Mary Nagel, the chair of the Bylaws Committee. Would you please come to the podium? So I just heard that Megan is not yet here, our executive director. We cannot really predict how long she is occupied, but we will start with the bylaw session so far, and then Megan is experienced enough to jump into the session. And if there would be any topics that need her answers, her assistance, then we have to pause. But so far, I'm happy to have Mary Nagel, the chair of our Bylaws Committee, here on the stage. And Mary, can you please go and...
Do you want me to go?
Okay, so Karen is looking for Megan to get her. And, but so far, perhaps a short introduction from my side. When you read the bylaws and resolutions report, and those of you who have been at several conventions before, you might have wondered why there are only so few proposals for the bylaws. That has a special purpose. You read in the goals for the next biennium that President-elect Salla is planning to establish a working group to analyze how the Zonta international governance structure could be streamlined and modernized. This is also an important point in our strategic plan, Zonta, Gender Equity and Vision for 2030 and beyond. This all goes back to the overall review of the structure and the organization of Zonta that we started last biennium under the topic Resolution number 2. I think you all heard about this, and I hope you all read about this. There were broad investigations and several key topics like advocacy, membership, finance, and among others, governance. One important finding, and this goes back to many of your answers that we heard, we had surveys, and we involved you in these discussions. One important finding was that we need a strategic plan, a kind of a roadmap to navigate us during the next biennia. It is an intern document and gets reality with the biennial goals for the next biennium. And I'm very proud that we could issue the strategic plan after the first year of this biennium. And we also had introduction sessions with all of you and offered you knowledge and questions and answers to this report. Another finding in this process was that Zonta's governance structure and bylaws need a review to allow for effective navigation and decision-making. One idea behind is that we should spend the precious time when we are at convention for our key topics to build a better world for women and girls, and should consider if we have to have so much intern procedure, also with a view of our new first-timers, when they see this and they come to convention, they want to hear and talk about Zonta. So this overall has to be put in a good package, and this is the challenge for Sala and her team in the next biennium. A report about this will be presented in the next convention in Vancouver, and this may have serious effects on the bylaws discussion either in Vancouver or in further biennia. For this reason, it doesn't make sense to optimize the current bylaws and micromanage the words when we know that a fresh view and perhaps a serious change may be necessary in the near future. Therefore, these bylaws proposals from the board and committee concentrate on real essentials and necessary updates. And of course, the proposals from the districts. Before Mary begins with her report, I would like to ask you for your support in making today's discussion go as smoothly and efficiently as possible. And I'm happy to welcome Megan on the stage as well. And with this introduction, I'm very happy now to remind you to the process of our bylaws discussions. Per the standing rules, speaking shall be limited to 10 minutes for each subject, and we have the timekeeper today. When you go to speak at the microphone, please do not repeat something that has already been said, because time is precious. The microphone labeled procedural, and now we have a procedural also here, downstairs, and the other one on the top, is to be used only for procedural matters such as point of order. The microphone labeled Pro, these are here on this side, here and there, are those from which you make a main motion or to speak in favor of a motion. You already learned this process yesterday when adopting the agenda. The microphones labeled Con on this side are used to speak against a motion, to amend the pending motion, or to make a secondary motion. Remember that to amend a motion, the speaker does it from the Con microphone and has a completed motion form, a written motion form, which our monitors provide for you, without the text, of course. Once the amendment has been presented, the maker of the amendment has the right to speak first for the amendment. According to the standing rules approved for this convention, this can be done at the Con microphone, not to walk from here to there. Please go to the appropriate microphone and identify yourself by giving your name, the name of the club you are a delegate, or whether you are a governor, a member of the international board, or a past international president. The amount of time allowed to each speaker on each subject is 2 minutes. However, try to be brief so that you can fit in multiple speakers. Time is precious. Please refrain from speaking while waiting in line or seated near a microphone, because we others, we can listen to that. Now, Chair Mary, Bylaws Chair, please present the report of the Bylaws and Resolutions Committee.
Thank you, President Uta. International President, Zonta International Board members, and fellow Zontians. First, I would like to introduce the members of the Zonta International Bylaws and Resolutions Committee to show my appreciation for their hard work over the last 2 years. They are past International President Mary Ellen Bittner, if she and Ina Wasserling, whoever. I would also like to acknowledge International President Uta Schultz and President-elect Sala Tuminen for their contributions. I just always call her Sala. Thank you to the International Board and the District, for sending proposals, and Zonta International Headquarters staff for their assistance. The report was sent to each club by email and posted on the website more than 60 days before the convention, as required by the Zonta International bylaws. The report contains the proposals to be presented to the convention body today. Zontians, please open your bylaws and resolutions report and have ready any voter guide sheets that you are carrying for proxy voting. As the report is available to you online, I do not intend to read all the proposals in full, but will identify them by the numbers in the report and as they relate to our governing documents. They also will be presented on the screen. In each case, I will highlight the action to be taken. Madam President, on behalf of the International Bylaws and Resolutions Committee, I move that, after amendments have been adopted, the committee be authorized to make such technical and editorial changes as may be necessary to reflect the intent of the Assembly and to print the amendments in proper format.
Thank you. Thank you for this motion, Mary. The motion comes from the committee and therefore needs no second to authorize the International Bylaws and Resolutions Committee, after amendments are adopted, to make such technical and editorial changes as may be necessary to reflect the intent of the Assembly and to print the amendments for proper format. Is there a discussion on this motion? Are you ready for a vote? Do you have your voting machines here? Those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1. And those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 on your voting machines. Please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 over. And the result is 89.9% pro. And this is, I think, a very good thanks to the confidence in the Bylaws Committee. Thank you very much for taking the vote.
We will start with proposed amendments to the bylaws of Zonta International. The bylaws are the constitution of our organization and take precedence over other Zonta documents. Please note that all proposals regarding bylaws amendments will require a 2/3 vote to be adopted. Proposal number 1, Article 5, Dues and Fees, Section 2B, page 11. Is that big enough for everybody?
Can we make it bigger, a bit bigger, and yes, and a bit left? Yes.
Perfect.
Here we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The purpose of the proposal is to codify the age of young professional membership from under 30 years to under 35 years in the Zonta International bylaws. The age limit was raised via a resolution at the 2022 Zonta International Convention. However, the resolution is only valid for the 2022 through 2024 biennium. This change would make the change a permanent one. The proposal is recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
Thank you, Mary. It has been moved to adopt the amendment of Article 5, Dues and Fees. Well, I will remind you after the session to put on your mobiles again, okay? And so far, please mute your mobiles or go to the phone. Okay, it has been moved to adopt the amendment to Article 5, Dues and Fees, Section 2B, as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
There is someone on the con microphone.
Hello, Denise Sylvester, Delegate Zonta of Fairfax County. I find this a little troubling, and I am one of the younger members here. By the time I was 35, I had been an attorney for a decade. If I join an organization, it's because I believe in the mission, not because I'm getting a discount because of my age. There is a generational problem with my generation that they do not want to join membership organizations. Changing the fees will not change that attitude. It's changing and understanding the motivation that people join Zonta. We all have our Zonta why. We need to share that better in the community. One colleague went to a Juneteenth event. We need to think outside of the box. She now has 16 people coming to her next meeting because she thought outside of the box and shared the Zonta story, not reducing someone to their age. Again, by the age of 35, I had been an attorney for a decade. Referring to me as a young professional is insulting.
Thank you. Do I see any other? Yes, please. Here's a pro microphone.
Thank you, President Uta. Desiree Kirby, immediate past governor, Zonta District 16, Zonta Club of Rotorua. I'm a chemical engineer. I joined Zonta when I was 27 years old, and please don't remember how long I said I was in Zonta in my speech yesterday, or you'll add it up. For some professions, we aren't leaving university until we are easily mid-20s. We're doing a 4-year degree. We're usually doing a master's straight after that. If it's a PhD candidate, like the lovely Han yesterday, it's even longer than that. So for me, 35, I think, is a reasonable number. I won't stand up here again and support it changing to 40, but I think, this is a matter of aligning the bylaws with something that we had previously agreed on. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I see any other speakers? I see none. Then are you ready for the vote? Yes. Those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting devices. All those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting devices. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. Here is right, 86.5 pro and 13.5 against, so motion is carried. Thank you very much. And please, Mary, continue.
Thank you. Proposal 2A, Article 13, Committees, Section 15, page 22.
Can we get this on the screen? The proposal 2A? Yes, wonderful.
The purpose of the proposal is to change the name of the Young Women in Public Affairs Award to the Zonta Young Women in Leadership Award. This is only a change to the name of the program. The content of the program will not change, as was explained, as will be explained later today.
And it was explained in the pre-convention sessions.
Yes. The proposal is recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
It has been moved to adopt the amendment of Article 13, Section 15, as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion? I see a speaker at the procedural microphone.
Good morning. My name is Olivia Sarah Lalacheur, delegate for the Zonta Club of Sydney Breakfast. I seek clarification as to this motion. It was just explained that this is a motion to change the name of the award. However, the wording on screen suggests a change to the name of the committee. My question is, are we changing the name of the award through this motion, or are we changing the name of the committee through this motion?
Right, perhaps both belong together somehow, but does someone from the board, I think perhaps President-elect Salah, do you want to clarify this?
Yes, happy to clarify. So the name of the committee would, after this change, be changed as proposed, and also the award would be then called Zonta Young Women in Leadership Award. So both.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the con microphone.
Madam President, my name is Maria Jose Landeira Östergaard, past international president and carrying proxy from the Santa Club of Madrid. I want to speak against this motion. It's not only the change of the name, it's also a huge change of the responsibilities of the committee. The committee will not evaluate the applications. The committee will be what I would like to call, and sorry for that, a bureaucratic committee reviewing the application material and propose improvements. As I see, if we have a committee with that single purpose, they feel probably obliged to make proposals to changes and improvements, which means that the procedures or the material will change probably every second convention. And then we change the programs all the time. We need to have continuity in the material so we can keep using and convincing the educational centers that is the same award as last year when we talked to you. But the most important thing is I don't see a reason to have a committee to review a procedure. That can be done by staff, that can be made by a group. It will be a bureaucratic committee. That's why I speak against the motion.
Thank you. I see another speaker at the con microphone. There is a speaker at the pro microphone.
President Uta, Jen McKinley-Birkin, incoming Governor, District 16. I speak as someone who's been a member of the Young Women in Public Affairs Committee, and this is a difficult name to convey in our district. I see this as a great change to make this award much more accessible in our country, New Zealand, and in other countries where perhaps English is a second language. I think it's part of the modernisation of Zonta and a great step forward, and I heartily endorse the change. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the procedure microphone.
Thank you. Leanne Elliott from the Zonta Club of Canberra Breakfast. My club also had the interpretation of this as changing the name of the committee, but not the name of the award, because it is in the committees section of the bylaws. But what I'm more confused about is that at international level, I do not see an actual committee is currently in place. When you go online, there is no committee, and currently what seems to be proposed is that district winners are automatically by default international winners. And so we're wondering what has happened to the committee. Is there plans to reinstate a committee? Otherwise, why do you need to change? Why are we talking about changing the name of a committee that doesn't seem to exist?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for this comment. Perhaps for clarification, this is exactly the reason why we as a board, we decided to have first the explanation of the details for the education programs in the next biennium, that you all know what is planned in the next biennium, and then with this knowledge, go to the bylaw session and decide about the bylaws. Now you voted to turn it round, and this is the consequence. And perhaps Salah, President-elect Salah, do you want to clarify this question here?
Happy to do that again. So what comes to this biennium and process as such, the executive committee has been taking the role of the committee. So there has been a committee for this, taking care of the matters what are needed for this particular award. Of course, depending on the discussions here, I am making decisions of the next biennium. That's my authority. We will move on based on the discussions here. I would think I have not yet nominated any committee for the next biennium either, because I think that the executive committee can take the role also for the next biennium. But I'm happy to hear the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the pro microphone.
Hi, Lisa Burton, the Club of New Rochelle, District 3 Governor. There was when we talk about our applications, some of them are so long, and on the club level, the money is just not there. We need some flexibility about what we're asking our young people to fill out in order to get an award. And if we have to go through this type of torturous process every 2 years, it doesn't make sense. We are electing international directors who we believe in and trust and who have knowledge about Zonta. If the materials need to change, it should be for a good reason. And we have to put some trust in the people we're asking to lead us. Because if not, we are spending way more time than we should be when there's critical issues at hand. So, let's show a little faith in each other.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the con microphone.
Olivia Sarah, Zonta Club of Sydney Breakfast Delegate. I speak against the motion. This looks like a technical change in terms of a committee name change. However, my club believes it fundamentally changes the award. Now, since 1990, we've given out more than 1,000 awards to women in 61 countries, young women in 61 countries, which is about $1.4 million of value. So clearly, whilst the name is not streamlined, the intent of the award, the purpose for which past International President Lenine Ford proposed the award originally, was to encourage young women to work in community and in civic service. If the award is changed to a leadership award, it is generic and it does not speak to the intent of Young Women in Public Affairs Award, as we've successfully utilised this award for over 20 years. I would encourage consideration to vote against this motion and then open up a conversation about a naming convention that makes it easier to promote the award but does not change the intent of the award, which is to encourage young women to serve in community and civic roles. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Olivia. I see a speaker at the head table.
President, Madam President, I'm Fernanda Gallo-Freschi, Vice President of Zonta International and Zonta International Foundation, and I speak for the motion. First of all, I would like to thank District 7 and others who brought initial ideas regarding this change to our attention, So the proposed change for the name is not just something bureaucratic and nominal. It is because through those ideas that came to us and also through the investigations that we took through Resolution 2 about the awards, it came quite clear that public affairs is an expression that for non-English speakers, and especially in some languages, is not widely understood and translatable.
Fernanda, it's microphone. Time was over. Sorry, sorry. The time was over, 2 minutes. We couldn't hear you any longer. Sorry, thank you. Thank you for this contribution. So you can see our timekeeper really working. That was a test. So I see a speaker at the con microphone. No? Oh, no. So then I don't see any speakers. That means I assume you all are ready for a vote? Yes. So please, those in favor to adopt the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting device. All those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting device. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. Let's see the results. 76.6. 76.6 to 22.4. This is a vote of, can we see the percentage? Yes, this is more than 2/3, so motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Proposal 2B, Article 13, Committees, Section 15 to new Section 16, page 22. This is going to be a little difficult to read on the screen, but the purpose of the proposal is to codify the Women in STEM Scholarship Committee and thereby the Women in STEM Scholarship in the Zonta International Bylaws. The proposal is not recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
It has been moved to adopt the amendment to Articles 13, Section 15 and 16 as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion? I see a speaker at the pro microphone here.
Yes. Madam President, I'm Jutta Trube. I'm a delegate of Aschaffenburg and in the District 14. I speak for the resolution and because that...
It's a motion. This is a motion.
It's a motion, yes. No, it's a motion, yes, for the motion.
Okay. Because we also have a resolution on this topic.
No, on the motion, so on the bylaws.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because to secure the scholarship will be a permanent one, as the majority of delegates in Hamburg Convention wished, we need to implement this in the bylaws. And as, say, the other scholarships, like the Amelia Earhart, the Young Women in Public Affairs, or now Young Women in Leadership are in the bylaws. So, and the bylaws is our most combining document. We need to have this scholarship also in the bylaws.
Thank you. Thank you. I see another speaker at the pro microphone.
Madam President, my name is Maike Rieken and I am a delegate of Zonta Club Darmstadt, District 28. I speak for the motion to include the STEM scholarship in the bylaws because education equality is one of the 4 key focus areas identified in Zonta, and it's a vision for 2030 and beyond. We all know that women are still underrepresented in STEM. The scholarship increases the visibility of Zonta, and above all, it shows that we take our vision seriously. The aim of the proposal is to include a STEM committee in the bylaws, equal to the other committees, to grant the award its legal foundation, as well as to establish the award on a regular basis with its own budget. The high level of participation of the clubs and the pilots and the clear vote in favor of the scholarship in the Hamburg Convention showed that the STEM topic is very important to us Zontians. So please vote for the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the procedure microphone here.
Thank you. My name is Kay Roberts-Thompson from the Zonta Club of Adelaide. I am a bit confused, both in this motion and in a later motion. The reason that the board is not supporting the motion is because they say there is to be a new award, but it's not in our documentation, and I wonder, is the proposed to bring a new STEM award to the convention?
Yeah. Thank you for this. And I would like to ask President-elect Sala for clarification about a new STEM award, what you anticipate for the next biennium. And this is, again, the reason why we wanted to have the explanation of the education awards for the next biennium before we come to voting on the bylaws. But now I see we have to give these explanations piece by piece in the bylaws discussion. Please, Sala.
Thank you, President Ute. So the board has included in the fundraising proposals a note on of the fundraising goals, a note on the new STEM award. It would be an award. It would not be a scholarship. And the information regarding the details has been included in the club mailing.
Yeah.
There would be, if I recall it now correctly, 16 awards of $10,000 US each, once a biennium. And in addition to that, a voluntary supporting membership for 1 year in Zonta International. And this award was explained in the club mailing. It has included in the fundraising goals. This was also discussed at the pre-biennial meetings and sessions. So I hope everybody should be clear of what has been proposed as such.
Thank you, Sala. Yes, take a look at the club mailing. There is the new design of all the 4 education awards described, and this was content of the pre-convention information sessions. So thank you for this clarification. So there are other plans for the next biennium. And I see another speaker at the con microphone over there.
Sorry, I'm really short. My name's Deb Beatty. I'm from the Zonta Club of Denver 2 in Colorado, District 12. My thought on this is that we have enabled and entrusted our board with a new strategic plan, with a new interest in streamlining Zonta and with moving forward with hopefully less committees, better structure, better committees. And if that's the case, then why are we picking and piecemealing every decision that they're trying to make? Let's trust the board.
Thank you for this comment. I see a speaker at the pro microphone here.
Good morning, President Cheryl Trudeau, Governor District 6, member of the Zonta Club of Kankakee, USA. I speak in favor of the motion. All other important scholarships and awards like AE Fellowship and YWPA Award have a committee in our bylaws.
the most binding document within Zonta. So this scholarship also needs to be in the bylaws. The clubs in my district fully support the need for a Women in STEM scholarship to encourage women to study in these fields. Thank you.
Thank you. Another speaker at the con microphone on the top. Is there a speaker?
Yes.
On the pro microphone?
Yes. Madam International President, my name is Sanna Smanovic, and I'm the delegate of the Zonta Club of Eindhoven in District 29. Yeah. Pre-convention sessions indicated there was no need for this to be adapted because it was in the 2030 strategic plan. However, the strategic plan is in the sole control of the Zonta International Board and can be changed at any moment in time without consulting the members. It is just that the plan. On the other hand, the bylaws are the fixed rules that govern our organization and must be followed, or the Zonta International Board will be in breach of these obligations.
Thank you. I identify a speaker at the head table. Britt Vaughan, please.
Thank you, Madam President. Britt Vaughan, Zonta International and Zonta Foundation for Women. I just want to clarify that this board is very supportive of a STEM program. Where concerns, especially with this bylaws amendment, come around the notion of scholarship versus award, as well as the word annual. We have not had an annual STEM award to date, and quite frankly, the finances with which we have to offer an award would really be watered down should it be offered annually. Furthermore, our strategic plan was shared wide and far with all of our members so that you hold us accountable to the plan that we all put together. And so it's not just the board wanting to change the strategic plan at the last minute or hide all of that. We have tried to bring you along with us, and we hope that you will hold us accountable to the things that we have said from the beginning of that plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for clarification. I see a speaker at the procedure microphone.
Madam President, my name is Rafaela Borovka. I'm the president of Zonta Club Berlin, District 27, and I ask for an additional 5 minutes for this discussion. We have the discussion about award versus scholarship and the wording that seems to be not very clear. And we also have the discussion about installation or, installing a committee. So that's quite a lot within this 10 minutes.
Okay. The 10 minutes did not expire yet.
Madam International President, my name is Louise Kjør, and I'm a delegate and incoming president of Club Copenhagen Multicultural in District 13, and I second the motion.
No, she's only asking to.
Okay, sorry?
There's no motion.
I second that we extend the debate. Then.
It's not yet over, and it's to the discretion of the president to extend the time. Thank you. I see a speaker on the con microphone. Yes, please. Is there a speaker? I can't see it. No one.
It's at time.
Time. I'm not telling. Okay. Just a question. All the speakers are delegates? You know, our standing rules of procedure for the convention is that first all delegates speak, and if all delegates have had the chance to speak, then non-delegates can speak. So please keep this rule that we set for our procedure and for our democratic process. So, do I see a speaker there? I can't. Yes, please, on the con microphone.
Time out.
Time is out. So then I give 5 minutes more time for discussion.
Jill Lake, Zonta Club of Ipswich delegate. I'd like to point out that there is a contradiction in the terminology. This is referring to a scholarship that has tax implications for any recipient. The educational programs talk about awards. Also, the bylaws should be on legal matters for the constitution of the board and support their actions. Any operational matters should eventually end up in our manuals. Thank you.
Thank you. A speaker on the pro microphone.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Bjørla Kinde. I'm club president and delegate of Zonta Copenhagen 1 in District 13. I speak for the motion to include STEM scholarship in the bylaws because this is the only way we keep the scholarship as a permanent scholarship. The strategic plan is a good plan, but it only ensures the existence until the international board decides against it, which could be possible at any point in time. It's not the intention, but it's a possibility. Clubs, areas, and districts have worked several years advocating for the scholarship, contacting institutions, building up local infrastructure because of this award, scholarship. The motion ensures that all of these efforts are not wasted by the clubs, and it gives us all, as members, the possibility to continue to build a better world for women and girls in STEM.
Thank you. And I see a speaker at the head table, our treasurer, Suella Cummings, please.
Madam President, Suella Cumming, Treasurer Secretary, Zonta International and Zonta Foundation for Women Boards. I just want to clarify the terminology relating to scholarships and awards. Again, that was something that was requested yesterday, and also something that we had intended to cover. So fellowships, scholarships and awards are all forms of recognition and financial aid provided to individuals based on certain criteria. The terminology is often used interchangeably, and in many languages the terms scholarships and awards have the same meaning. While our education programs come in a variety of types, fellowships, scholarships and awards, the awards provide the most flexibility for the recipient. The intention with awards was similarly based on the successful Amelia Earhart Fellowship, which also provides a great amount of flexibility for the recipient. Scholarships often come with specific restrictions on how the funds can be used, for example, with tuitions, fees and books. A flexible award allows recipients to allocate the funds where they are most needed, which can be crucial for women who may have additional financial responsibilities, such as childcare and other personal expenses, such as covering living expenses, transportation costs, etc. A flexible award can also support attendance at conferences. Women are increasingly pursuing careers and ventures that may not align with traditional education paths, and so that is why we are proposing the use of the word award rather than scholarship. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the pro microphone, please.
Yes, hello. Elena from Zonta Around the Race from the Netherlands, district in the Committee District of Advocacy, and JMK for District 29. Actually, I'm here to, the first question triggered me towards why don't we trust Zonta International? Why are we challenging the board? Actually, it's very simple, because we are a non-profit organization and we choose to be a member of in order to have impact on the world around us, but also to have influence in the decision making. The tendency, and I speak for all the scholarship changes and everything, the tendency is to give other responsibilities, take off responsibilities in the of the most appealing jobs we can have as member and within Zonta International to have some impact. If you take off this kind of responsibilities and appealing tasks from us, from the local level onto district and Zonta International,
Sorry, the time is out. I see the file. So we can, yeah, we have to use the microphone. I give another 2 minutes for talk, for questions. 2 minutes. There is a speaker on the top, and after these 2 minutes, I think we are ready for a vote. Yes, please.
Thank you. Dear Mrs. President, I'm Christel Meijerman. I'm delegate from Zonta Utrecht, District 29. At the last convention, the motion to remove the International Education Awards, scholarships and fellowships from the bylaws was rejected by the convention body. This should have meant that those committees continued during this biennium. Why were these committees not appointed? How can we be sure that an award for a women in STEM is implemented? The only indisputable option is to include it in the bylaws because the Zonta International Board are legally obliged to comply with them.
Thank you. Do I see any speaker at the procedure microphone? It's 40 minutes. You have to hurry up.
Yes, Madam President, my name is Bjørla Kinde. I'm delegate and club president of Zonta Copenhagen 1 in District 13. I just feel like this discussion is preempting the vote of confidence because I think the vote of confidence is going to open a discussion about the contents of the award / scholarship. And I wonder, by adopting this, what is it going to mean for the vote of confidence if that goes against the suggestion?
Thank you. So I must say what we are doing here is we roll up the order of the agenda that was planned for the biennium from backwards. And that is in a bit, I don't want to say mess, but this is a bit the situation that we have. It was planned to give all explanations at the beginning about the education awards. Now we're rolling this up in our bylaw session. But this is what you wanted to have, and we also added the vote of confidence at the end after when we hear about the proposals for the next biennium, because you have to have some information, and then you can vote on this. So this is how it works, but I'm sure we will get this done in a good way. So I think we exchanged all arguments, pro and con. I know that Zontians are very passionate for this and that, but with taking more time, the arguments don't always get better, some are repeated. And we also understand the passion for all Zontians. The board also has the passion for STEM. We all want this. So, and I think we are ready now to take a vote on this amendment here in the bylaws, on this proposal, and it has moved to adopt the amendment of Article 13, Section 15 and 16, as contained as we see it here on the screen. Are you ready for a vote? Fine. So, this vote needs 2/3 in the affirmation. And then the motion, if you are for this motion, if you want to vote with yes, please press 1. If you are against, please press no and vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, over. And the result? Yes, 54% for, 47% not, so the quorum is not reached, motion is not carried.
Proposal 3A, Article 11, Convention, Section 1, Purpose and Section 2, Time, Place, and Program, page 18. The purpose of the proposal is to clarify the time, place, and program of convention and to allow more flexibility. I'm sorry, I did that before the proposal came up.
Yeah, can we have the proposal on the screen? Yes, wonderful.
Again, it's a little difficult to read, but so this is a proposal of the Bylaws and Resolutions Committee and is recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
It has been moved to adopt the amendment of Article 11, Section 1 as contained in the written report, and you see it here on the screen. Is there any discussion? I see none. Actually, great. So are you all ready for a vote? Yes. All those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 on your voting devices. And all those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 on your voting devices. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Thank you. Wow, this is 96.9%. And this is more than 2/3, and this motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Proposal 3B, Article 11, Convention, Section 1, Purpose, page 18. Thank you. The purpose of this proposal from District 13 is to provide for a hybrid biennial convention, except in the case of unforeseeable and unavoidable catastrophes. The proposal is not recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
Thank you, Mary. It has been moved to adopt the amendment of Article 11, Section 1 as contained in the written report to have an obligational hybrid convention. Is there any discussion wanted? I see none. None. Okay. Are you ready for a vote? Yes. Then, those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 on your voting device, and all those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting device. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And this also needs 2/3 vote to adopt. And yes is 39.5%, no 2/3, so motion is not carried.
Proposal 4, Article 4, Section 2A, Clubs, page 8. The purpose of this proposal is to remove reference to the Zonta International Marion DeForest Membership Manual in the Zonta International bylaws, as the manual was retired in February 2023, and the content was incorporated into the club manual. The proposal is recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
Thank you, Mary. It has been moved and seconded to adopt the amendment of Article 4, Section 2A, as contained in the written report. Do you want any discussion? Do I see speakers? No. No one. Okay. Are you ready for a vote? Yes. Then those in favor for adoption of the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting devices, and all those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting devices, and please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And this also needs 2/3 vote. And this is more than 2/3. It's 96.6%. Thank you very much. And motion is carried.
Proposal 5, Article 14, Districts, Section 13, Nominating Committee A, How constituted, page 28.
Can
The
you make,
oh, yeah.
Can you make it a bit bigger on the screen? Thank you.
The purpose of this proposal from District 2 is to permit a member of the district nominating committee to accept the nomination for the district board. The proposal is not recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
Thank you. It has been moved to adopt the amendment to Article 14, Section 13, as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion? There is a speaker at the pro microphone.
Madam President, Roberta Mosley Nero, the Zonta Club of Upper Hudson Valley from District 2. I'm speaking in support of District 2's proposal to remove the restriction in the international bylaws prohibiting members of a district nominating committee from being nominated for district office. The nomination for office of members of the nominating committee is not only allowed but endorsed by the commentary in Robert's Rules. Indeed, the commentary provides that any prohibition penalizes members of the nominating committee by taking away one of the privileges of their Zonta membership, that of the ability to run for district office. The rationale of the International Board in not recommending the proposal is that the candidacy of a member of a nominating committee presents potential conflicts of interest because that person will be involved in discussions of their own selection for the slate of officers. Yet the board's rationale goes on to state that such persons should recuse themselves from the committee, an action that would cure any appearance of a conflict. Therefore, we find no reason to vote against this proposal. Its proposal is all about flexibility. It allows districts who face issues in achieving a full slate of officers to address these issues by allowing the members of the nominating committee to run for office. This is the same flexibility currently available to our Zonta clubs and to any member who nominates themselves from the floor. Under this proposal, there's also flexibility for districts who do not see this as an issue, in that they may adopt the current restriction in their own district bylaws or rules of procedure. And finally, we feel that this proposal represents the proposed 2024-26 biennial goals by simplifying the district's organizational voting process. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I see a speaker at the con microphone.
President Uda, I'm not a registered delegate. I'm speaking as non-registered delegate, so I'll yield if there are any others.
Are there any delegates who want to speak first? I don't see none, so please speak.
Thank you. Desiree Kirby, Zonta Club of Rotorua. I have been a district parliamentarian twice, a district bylaws chairman twice. I understand that there are districts who are struggling to fill their slate, and I mean our own district has that, but I'm just uncomfortable with going to this place. I certainly don't want to see it then move to international. I stood for International Nominating Committee, and I fully understand that takes me out of the situation of being able to be nominated, and that's a choice I think that the people who go on to district nominating committees make, because they are there to serve their district by finding the best possible candidates and not have themselves on that list. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the head table, Sandy Van Brown, Director.
Thank you, Madam President. Sandy Van Brown, Zonta International Director. I wish to concur with what Desiree just said. The potential for conflict of interest is just too great if we allowed for this motion amendment to the bylaws to go through. Particularly, we do understand and appreciate that there are some districts, maybe smaller districts, that are struggling to find candidates for various positions on their district boards. But the International Board did give fairly serious consideration to this and said, our major concern is this is a slippery slope. What we really need to be doing is working harder with our nominating committee and with the presidents of our club to ensure that we have a good slate of candidates, rather than leaving it to the group of people who may or may not wish to stand running as on the nominating committee as well. In the rationale that the board said, I wish to state again, the conflict of interest is just too great for a person to be assessing not only their candidacy, but also the candidacy of people who may turn out to be an opponent.
Thank you. Thank you. I do not see any other who want to speak. Then I assume you all are ready for a vote. And this vote also needs 2/3 votes. So, all those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing in your voting devices, and all those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting devices, and please vote now. Two, one, that's it, over. And the result is 23% pro and 77 against. Motion is not carried. Thank you. And these were all our proposals for the bylaws. We continue with the rules of procedures.
Thank you. The first is an amendment that only needs, as a rule of procedure, this amendment only needs a majority vote for adoption. Okay. Rules of Procedure 2, Operation Manuals, page 39. The purpose of this proposal is to remove reference to specific manuals in the Rules of Procedure, as the Zonta International Board has the authority to revise, retire, rename, and create new Zonta International materials, or strike that, Zonta International manuals. The proposal is recommended for adoption by the Zonta International Board.
It has been moved to adopt the amendment to number 2 of the Rules of Procedure as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion? I see nothing. So are you ready for a vote? Yes, great. All those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting device. All those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting device. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, over. And the result is 98.2% for, and motion is carried. Thank you very much. We rapidly proceed in our bylaw session. That's wonderful. So, now it's time for our resolutions.
Please turn to page 9 of your bylaws and resolutions report. Resolutions need a majority vote to adopt and are only effective for the 2024-2026 biennium. The first resolution is regarding the Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women campaign. The purpose of the proposal is to ensure the continuity of the Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women campaign in the 2024 to 2026 biennium. The proposal is recommended for adoption by the ZI Board. By the direction of District 27, I move the adoption of the resolution on Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women for the 2024-2026 biennium.
Thank you, Mary. It has been moved to adopt the resolution on the Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women campaign as contained in the written report. Is there any discussion? No. No, nothing, no one. So, well prepared. Are you ready for a vote? Yes. So, all those in favor, and this is only majority vote. All those in favor of adopting the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting device. All those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting device. And please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. (99.4%). I think this mirrors how well we all love the Zonta Says No campaigns. And you remember we had the Zonta Says No walk in Brisbane where we oranged the city. And you also know that the Zonta Says No campaign is part of the strategic plan 2030 and beyond. So I think no one wants to take this campaign away from us. And it may be that such resolutions will no longer be required in future because we all know what we are doing and we all know what we want to do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking this motion, which is really great.
Resolution 2, to extend Women in STEM scholarship for another biennium. The statement of the proposal is to continue the Women in STEM scholarship for a 4th pilot cycle in the 2026 biennium. The proposal is not recommended for adoption by the ZI Board. By the direction of Districts 1, 8, 13, 14, 16, 23, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, I move the adoption of the resolution to extend the Women in STEM scholarship for another biennium.
Thank you, Mary. And I want to clarify at the beginning, it was not adopted or not recommended by the board, not because the board does not like the STEM scholarships, award, fellowships, however we call them. That is not because we don't like it. It is only because the board came with another proposal that will be explained after this bylaw session, according to our new agenda. Okay, with this, it has been moved to adopt the resolution regarding the continuation of the Women in STEM scholarship for another biennium as contained in the written report. And I see that there is discussion. Yes, please. I see a speaker at the pro microphone.
Madam President, I'm Snezhana Kurovia, delegate from the Zonta Club of Bochum, District 29, and Governor-elect. In the pair of 3 biennia, STEM scholarship was a very successful and important for students and not ages between 18 and 35. For those, this extra attention and of their talent. And in the Netherlands, Netherlands was the first district receipt of this STEM award. One of the most 50 hosted watched young women, talented women in STEM and in startups. She's talented. She's talented and adapted of Zonta. New members came in because of STEM, and therefore Zonta should, as an NGO, not be concerned with tax invasions, evasions. A scholarship is important and should be continued. Thank you.
Thank you. I see another speaker at the pro microphone. Here.
I'm Jutta Trube from Aschaffenburg, District 14. I'm pro this resolution because the STEM scholarship we have is for students for bachelor and master. And the new scholarship or the new award which is presented would be for, say, having some results. So if we go with these requirements, we would have another PhD scholarship or award in that case. And that's the reason I said we need to continue with this one.
Thank you. Another speaker at the pro microphone.
Madam President, I'm Christel Meijerman, delegate of Zonta Utrecht, Area 4, District 29. Again, I would like to speak in favor of the Women in STEM scholarship. This is why education is at the core of Zonta's identity. It is also the most effective way to open doors to gender equality in the STEM fields. It starts all when you are studying. This is the most important time of your life, when you are developing, when you are exploring the world, and that is exactly the time frame where women, young women, need this award. So this is why I would say a STEM scholarship will be much more effective than an award, because if the award is there, a lot of young professionals will try to obtain it.
Thank you. Thank you. I see a speaker on the con microphone up there.
Thank you, Madam President. Jean McKinley-Birkin, incoming Governor, District 16. Ironically, coming from District 16, I speak against this proposal. But for the International Board's biennial goals and education program, I think the education program and the support of a technology award is a fantastic way of both recognising young women in technology and also our fellow Zonta members who are technology and scientists by background. It's important that we support our board, as I do, and I know many of us do here too. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you. Another speaker at the pro microphone, please.
Yes, it's Elena again from the Netherlands. It's written in the strategic plan and biennial goals that Zonta will demonstrate its commitment to education equality through fellowship and scholarship, etc. We really love to work with the students. We really like to, it is one of the glue elements from the local members to Zonta International. We want them, not young professionals, but the students to be our best ambassadors and future Zonta members. And I will come back to my question, which I wanted to raise earlier. If you take this kind of appealing task from us, my question is, what's in it for us, the shareholder of Zonta International, to do, and why we stay members? In any case, we want to be involved in these kind of things. Those not only keeping the scholarships, making the students ambassador, but also give us the responsibilities to perform the tasks. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Do I see another speaker? No. So I think I see several speakers at the head table. So we start with President-elect Salah. I think you should be the first.
Thank you, President Ute. So, a little bit background information, and I'm sorry this will be repeated later on. But really, the new programs what we have been put together for these awards. And when we talk about the STEM award, it has really been designed to be what the society in 2024 would require, while being inspirational to the potential awardee candidates. And the award would really have been brought to this century by uplifting innovation, pioneering discoveries, groundbreaking research, leadership and entrepreneurship. And this is really our thinking behind the new design for the award. These programs what Zonta run should also be beneficial for Zonta. And the STEM award should be in such field where we could reach such audience which is also important for Zonta. Also, in addition to students, young professionals. And we really feel that education is just much more than only high school or university education. It's long life learning, and also for those people who have already entered the work life. They also need recognition and empowerment. So that's why the new award has been designed to also cover young professionals in the work life in addition to the students. And it really has been about modernizing the program, not to stick only with the traditional scholarship as we have had in the past. Thank you.
Thank you, Salah. And I saw another speaker at the head table. Was it?
Thank you, Madam President. Sandy Van Brown, Zonta International and Zonta Foundation for Women Board. I just want to make two clarifications. Firstly, the new award, as Salah has just said, does not preclude students from applying. It is not intended to be an award that is only for female entrepreneurs or young professionals. Young students can still apply for the award. The other point I wanted to make too is that the current program that we have, which this resolution recommends again, also does not have an age limit attached to it. So to argue that the current award is, or the current scholarship is designed for young students is also a misnomer. And I'd also, my third point, if I can make it, is that this resolution, again, I need to stress, a resolution only runs for 2 years. So we will be back in 2 years' time in Vancouver, and if you want to see this kind of STEM program continue, then we'll have to vote again for STEM again in Vancouver. The strategic plan runs till 2030, and your board is very clear that we want to see STEM for the future, not just for 2 years.
Thank you. Here was a speaker at the pro microphone.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Jun29. I'm from Zonta Club of Eindhoven, District 29. I'm very glad that all of us in this room and the Zonta International Board and we as well, we are very proud of STEM, because STEM is an important field. But what we have seen in the past 6 years in these 3 biennia, that the support the women in STEM need the most is when they are young. And if you have an age of 18 to 35 and you have women who are already had their PhD, it's difficult. I am the chair of the jury of the STEM Scholarship Committee. And what we see is it is an enormous difference if you are just a student and you need this support, or whether you are already becoming of age of 30 and you are already in the field. So this is our...
Yeah. Thank you. So the time expired and I give 5 more minutes. I saw a speaker at the head table. Vice President Fernanda, please.
Madam President, thank you very much. As Vice President, but also as a STEM woman, I rely very much on numbers, and so I would like to share a couple of numbers with you, because as long as the Zonta International Pilot Women in STEM Scholarship has been highly regarded by all of us, including the board, yet participation by clubs has remained low throughout the pilot years and particularly dropped down to be the less participated awards program, scholarship programs in Zonta International during the last 3rd pilot, which was so much supported in Hamburg. Only 126 participants from all over Zonta countries applied for this 3rd pilot, and that corresponds more or less to 11.5% only of the clubs that were able to find applicants for this scholarship. And I think we should reflect on this number, and this number is the reason why the board decided that we should think about a more appealing and more modern and more effective approach that is needed for this program.
Thank you. I see a speaker at the pro microphone.
Yes, this is Marcella van Valkenburg of Zonta Rotterdam of the Netherlands, District 29. I just wanted to make a few more arguments regarding the age field of the STEM award. We really feel in Europe, I may say, that it shouldn't be a competition between students who are still at university and still can make a difference, and young professionals. When you give them an award as a student, it makes it for them easier to be a very successful young professional. It helps them, we see, to be a successful young professional. You get that away if you are increasing the age up to, and they're taking more seriously. Also, in the Netherlands and the countries around the Netherlands, we also attracted new members because of this STEM award, and also because of the people who won the STEM award. So we are greatly pro keeping the age for the STEM award for people who are still studying and not the young professionals. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And another speaker?
No.
Oh, there was? Yes. So I give you first. Okay. And you, Monica, then there was a speaker here at the head table. The time expires in 1.5 minutes, but I let you speak. And who wanted to speak here? Monica? Yes. Yes, I let you speak and then I think discussion should be closed.
Okay. So I'm on. Mary Ellen Bittner, Zonta Club of Washington, past international president. If we don't really work to get girls through university and a STEM program, there won't be anybody to give awards to. And I strongly feel that I really feel that we need to make sure girls get through a baccalaureate degree, and not necessarily girls. One of our Amelia Earhart Fellows started university when she was 29, and she's now an Amelia Earhart Fellow. So let's still focus on those people who need the baccalaureate, because we'll give them more awards later. Thank you.
Thank you. The speaker at the head table, please.
I would love to come back to the question.
Monica, it's Monica.
Yes, oh sorry.
Director.
Monica Geiser, member of the International Board and of the Board of the Zonta Foundation for Women. I would like to come back to the question of age. I think it's not a question of age if we empower girls or women. We have different cultures, we have different countries. In some countries, you can finish your studies at the age of 20, 21. In others, you can do that at the age of 28. And I think you have to rely on the competence of the jury who is going to choose the winners, because they will evaluate this. And if there's a student who has such capacities, she can win over a young professional. But young professionals, women who may enter their job after studies, perhaps having children as well, this is the group we also want to empower. And if they are excellent, they will be chosen. So it should be a question not of age, but of quality and competence. Thank you.
Thank you. And the time for discussion expired. Are you ready for a vote? Yes. So, all those in favor of adoption of the motion, please vote yes by pressing 1 in your voting device. All those opposed, please vote no by pressing 2 in your voting device. And a majority vote is required. Please vote now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. It is 44, 5 and 55.5 against, so motion is not carried.
The
resolution is not carried.
Resolution 3 on a statement on women's...
Mary,
I'm sorry.
Please excuse. So we talked about our agenda, about our time. I think it's time for coffee. Okay? So we have a coffee break now. And please be here at 11 o'clock, so we will continue at 11:05 after the coffee break.